Lots to talk about. What would you get if you crossed The Bachelor with The Voice and threw in a dash of The Circle? Love is Blind. That's what you get.
Yeah. Well, the new series turns blind dating into an extreme sport, having people meet, interact, and get engaged, all without ever having seen each other face to face.
You're going to speak to a stream of potential love interests.
But here's the catch. Looks won't play a factor.
The only time you're going to interact is in one of the private pods. You're going to be separated by one thin wall. You won't ever get to see each other.
Now, once you choose the person you want to spend the rest of your life with, you'll propose.
Just like that.
If they accept, you will finally get to see your fiancé for the very first time.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
but
Yeah.
oh yeah.
And reliving that moment.
I know. Well, hosts of Love is Blind, Nick and Vanessa Lachey, join us now. Listen, and you're right. We have to just get right into it.
Yeah.
So these people knew what they signed up for? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
For a dating show, and they knew that they all actually they want to find the one. That's why they're there. We didn't get anybody. I mean, we went to a town, and they weren't trying to be famous. They're like, we want to find love. And then I think when we walked out, they're like, oh, this is Nick and Vanessa Lachey. This is Netflix. This is a big deal. We're really here.
But these were all people that were kind of fed up with the conventional dating scene and frustrated with what they were going through, and were looking for a change of pace, a new way to find that special someone. So they were all there fully aware of what they were kind of walking into.
Well, this is definitely new.
Yeah. Well, what's new, and people are like, well, this sounds like Love at First Sight. Well, we actually have the team of the people who do Love at First Sight. So it's Love at First Sight, but Netflix has elevated it.
Yeah. Okay.
So what we give them is an opportunity to truly get to know each other and develop an emotional connection, the foundation of any strong marriage, and then add in the element of the physicality, the realities of the real world. So we put them in these pods with no cell phone, no TV, no computers.
Absolutely nothing but conversation for
Through a wall that
hours and hours and
they
hours.
can only hear each
Cannot
other.
see the other person, but get to know them on every level. Can ask any question.
Any question.
And we were
at any time of day. You can.
And
be
we
at
were
3
just
in the morning.
blown away by how quickly those connections were made. I think
I
they were
know.
all blown away too. But
Yeah.
I mean, so quickly they kind of gravitated to the one they felt the most connected to, and then love just happened.
Just
it
blossomed.
was just
something that
blew my
didn't make
mind.
the show because there's so much great footage. We're like, well, cut us out of that part of it. But we got to talk to every single one of them after most of their dates. We were kind of like the go-between because she'd be like, Vanessa, what do you think?
Yeah.
He said this, and I actually would talk to him, and he's like, so-and-so doesn't like her, and I'm like, so maybe we'll just explore other options.
Right.
So,
But we were like the sounding board, you know.
That's good.
advice.
That's good to have a
in
couple
years,
that.
after like 3 to 5 days going, I've said more to this person than I've said to my ex-girlfriend of 4 years.
Yeah. But so this actually does, though, ask the deeper question, is love really blind? Do you guys believe that? And did their opinion about that change?
Look, these
after you were part of
connections
this?
were as organic as you could possibly imagine. I mean, people really connected on a level. And eventually, as Vanessa said, the physicality was brought into it because that is a part of any relationship. But the foundation was based purely on emotional connection, getting to know somebody on the very truest level.
I don't know that I would say plain black and white, love is blind, but I will say love should be blind. And love being blind is a massive element in a successful any relationship, whether it's with your friend or a spouse or a child. You need to know the person and you need to understand the person and you need to have communication. That is something that you get on an emotional level, and then everything physically is heightened. You know what I mean?
And with this, not only, we talk so much about what happens before, when they can't see each other, but then there are engagements. And then beyond that, they go on vacation together.
We didn't make any of them get engaged. That was never in any contract or anything. But once they got engaged, and there were multiple couples that got engaged, then we follow those couples, and at that point you have to make it to the altar. Then the question is, at the altar, hence the experiment word, are you going to sit there in your wedding gown, in a tux, look at that person and say, I still do, to the person that I fell in love with sight unseen, or has all the physical reality of life set in and you're going to look at them in your gown and say, I don't.
And then you all throw in the family element when you got love.
Some families were really supportive, others didn't approve, and I mean, every possible scenario you can come up with in your head played itself out on the show.
Let me
It was
ask
unreal.
you this then, because you have kids. So, speaking of family, obviously years from now, if your kids came to you and said they wanted to take part in an experiment like this, would you support that?
I like that question.
I think you just want the best for your kids. You know what I mean? I don't know, at this point, I don't know if I believe there's any right or wrong way to find love. So
I think I would say yes, because in going through this process with Nick, it's been actually really great for us. It's kind of like marriage therapy a little bit. I guess we owe Netflix for that because we've seen it from a different perspective, and then it heightened what we already had, but it made us appreciate what we don't and work on that. And so for our children, I would want to encourage that. Falling in love with someone for who they are and not judging a book by its cover, which ultimately is what Love is Blind is.
Yeah.
But also not settling, and making sure that you desperately don't want to just get married, so you're going to get married, finding the person.
Yeah.
That is
the right
person. And
that means a lot
will
coming
get
from you
there.
too, because you guys are marriage goals.
Thank you.
Love is Blind hits Netflix on February 13th, so be sure to check it out. Thanks, guys.
Thank you guys for having us.
so much.
Appreciate it.
Yes.